zu erzählen. I, Michal, came here from Israel in honor of my father, Manfred Katz, Abashim for me. And I stand here today in Trezhenstadt to tell his story. I'm standing here today not only as a witness to a memory, but also as a daughter of someone who came here by transport. Standing here with me is my dear husband Mark, who is supporting me all the way. Juliane, who made the first connection with me from the Zeitgeschichten Association, as you all know. Juliane made the first connection with me after finding my father's letters in Halle's archive. In those letters, he shared his story with students who contacted him around the 90s while studying the history of Halle and looking for survivors. Also standing here today with me are the students, and you are my inspiration. This is not written, but you are my inspiration and my encouraging to do this, to be here, because this is our mission. I'm a second generation, and you are as the young people who are going to keep this story alive. So I'll read it now. Also standing here today are students, teachers and educators from the Lionel Fenninger Gymnasium in Halle. They initiated the establishment of this memorial plaque and are studying my father's letters and keeping his story alive. This project is shared by students from Gymnasium na Zalan, I hope I'm saying it, Zalanska, Prague, who are also here with us. Thank you all for this learning and action. I'm proud to take part in installing this memorial plaque with all of you with me here today. I am the daughter of Manfred Katz, who was born in Halle and was transported on February 18, 1945, at just 17 years old, to this place, to Theresienkamp. My beloved father survived the horror of this concentration camp, immigrated to Israel in August 1948, and together with my mother, they established a home and a family. And today, I'm here for his memory. Do you want to continue? This place was a prison and a living hell for my father. He endured hard forced labor for endless hours without daylight, without enough food, and suffered the shame of hunger. Yet, even here, in the depth of the suffering, he found the strength needed to write a diary. He wrote a diary out of pain, but also with hope. My father never stopped dreaming of freedom. I want to share with you something private and a bit personal. Many years after he was released, my father still walked around with a slice of bread in his pocket. When my brother and I were growing up, this slice of bread was replaced by waffles and sweets, just so he will have always something to eat immediately. We thought it's for us as children. But only recently, when I met a dear friend of my father, she's 92 years old, she told me actually the truth. And I said, how come? How come those were sweets for us? And she said, no, you grew up, so we changed it to sweets because he was too shy to go with the bread in his pocket. Today, when I'm standing here, I can't ignore the chilling echoes of the history. On October 7th, 2023, horror struck us again, this time because of brutal terrorism. We were massacred. Children, women, men, young and old, were murdered again simply for being Israeli, simply for being Jews. I mean, I can't ignore it. It's happening, even though the world said never again, but it happened again. I'm standing here today to remember my father and other residents of Halle with him who were sent here by transport, to remember all those who struggled and fell, and those like my father who held on to their humanity even in the darkest times. To remember not only the loss, but also the unbreakable desire to live. Here, in this place where innocent lives were taken, I, Michal, make a promise to preserve the memory, to keep telling the story of my beloved father, Manfred Katz, and the story of my nation. May his memory be blessed, may their memory be blessed. Yehi zichro baruch, yehi zichram baruch, ki Am Yisrael chai. Israel is alive. You're the nearest. I can't hug you all, but really, I want to hug each one of you. It's not obvious for me that young people have an interest, and I know it's a community work because students here, they have friends, they have parents, they have community, and I believe some of what you're talking in class is coming out also. And it's so not obvious that you're doing this route and coming here and crossing nations, Czechs, people, student, German. I mean, I don't know if you can imagine or having the clue how important it is for us, because that generation is disappearing. I mean, they're not, only a little are still with us. And my mission and the other generation is that really never forget. Not because to remember only the bad things, but to remember the ability, if you have enough willing of life desire, you can survive and you are able to do. And if each one of us will do something small to make the world better, together, you know, we're a big light, as we say in Israel. One small light and another small light, all together, it's a big light. So please don't forget and keep telling the story.